Howdy, it's Liz again, here with another Flow Style Junk Journal. This is a pink themed junk journal. It's not exclusively pink, but there are a lot of pink papers in it. This is a Flow Style Junk Journal. It's designed to be taken apart and the pieces used in your own crafts. It is bound together loosely with 3 strands of fibers. There is a slubby multicolor yarn. There is a pink synthetic fiber, slightly fuzzy, and there's another one that changes color as it goes along from sort of beige to pink. And these are wound around twice through the outside and the middle of the papers and just tied with a bow so that you can untie it and take them apart. And I have attached a small plastic bag with a bunch of different beads. There are a couple of mauvish beads. There are a couple of very pale pink crystal beads, which are practically impossible to see in this video. A couple of off-white stone beads and a bunch of little silver beads. A little something to make a dangle on the outside of your book if you're making a junk journal, or some embellishments for your pages. This book is approximately 9 inches tall, 6 inches across, because it's made from a 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper, the heavier kind, and I fold it down the middle, and then I fold a flap up 3 inches, so making it 6 by 9. That forms 2 pockets on the inside, and you see that this scrapbook cover is double-sided different prints. Inside the front cover there is a cut file that you can use. This is quite an elaborate one, and you can probably cut them off here and use it for a page embellishment or the top of a card, whatever you'd like. Double-sided piece of the heavier scrapbook paper. This is a little something my husband cut out for me. A lovely pale pink. Originally it was a pennant. It was designed to be used upside down, but I quite like it this way. This is just a blue index card that's quite old. And scrapbook paper with ballerina, very pale pink and floral. Coordinating green scrapbook paper with geometric designs. I turned this pink side out. This is an order slip. It's got 3 different layers in white, yellow, and pink. This is from a strange book that I got that asks prompting questions, has writing prompts for people, but I love the design on the papers. This is a book page that I have used a Paisley stencil, one of my favorite stencils, and some alcohol ink and sprayed, and you can see that this is actually the front side. It's a little bit more fine, but you can decide which side you like and use that. That one's in a brighter pink. Then as we go along, we have some sheet music. This is pages from an old book. I think this is about the 20s. A stamped image. This is a double-sided piece of scrapbook paper. This is a double-sided scrapbook paper. It's 12 by 6, and the other 6 inches are on the other side. Pretty on the back side. This is a pale pink sheet of stationery. Book from the 1890s. This is a page from a book, and I think I have several in here, of mixed media artists who passed around some projects. They each picked a color and sent them to, I think, 10 or 12 different artists to add pages to their project. And this person picked pink and orange, I believe. And these are a couple of different things that were in the pink and orange book. This is a book in French, and I believe there are 2 pages. Yeah, so it's still folded here. And this is grid paper. This is a stamped image, double-sided piece of scrapbook paper. This one is a single-sided piece, and this also is double-sided. There's the back. This is a train schedule for Europe from the 1970s, and although it's not that old, because of the paper used, it got a lot of color around the edges, which is great. This is a menu from a dinner that was held in 1907 in New York City. This was printed online, and the images on it are just great. You'll see the other half later. This is one of those teacher's attendance books, but I loved it because the lines are purple, blue, and red instead of your usual sort of boring green. This is a double-sided piece of scrapbook paper, and it's got a little bit of glitter in it, which you may or may not be able to see. It's got on the back here. There we go. This is a stamped image, and this is a single-sided sheet of scrapbook paper. And this is from a Harry Potter coloring book. I think this is the, whatever it is in Blots, the magic store at the school, and Love Potions. This is a double-sided piece of scrapbook paper, a stamped image, single-sided piece of paper. This is from a great gardening book that I have, and I cut out pages with pink flowers on it. They're wonderful little vignettes to use. Stamped image, double-sided piece of scrapbook paper, double-sided heavier piece of scrapbook paper. I tend to put the heavier ones, put the things that are paper clipped to the heavier things so it doesn't drag on the paper. This has bobby pins on the back. I just loved it. This is dictionary paper, and I put in a couple of pieces here. Everybody needs dictionary paper. This is another print from the pink and orange book. This is a wonderful Alice-themed page. This is a coordinate, another thing that I sprayed with my alcohol spray and the stencils. Quite a large page. This is the front. You can see it's more vibrant and it's more subtle on the back, depending on which side you'd like to use. This is another vintage print. This is a song music cover called Summer Girl from 1896. This is a copy of it. Another page that you'll see on the other side. In the center is an envelope that has a bunch of things in it. Let me just pull this out of here. It has a bunch of 3-inch squares of fabric. I think there are 8 or 9 here. Different prints and hues. And a stamped image. A couple of pieces of coordinating scrapbook paper. And these are little tags that coordinate with a couple of the scrapbook papers that are inside in the cover. Put those back in. And then again, here's another of the pink and orange pages from that collaborative work. Here. Some of them are quite vibrant. I love this print. This is a vintage print from some Asian country. This is called a chop, which has the name of the maker on it, and they're generally stamped in red, which tells me it's probably Chinese. Bunch of different little people crawling around on a shoe. And again, the sprayed paper. This is more of that collaborative work. Dictionary pages. Here we have a double-sided piece of that scrapbook paper. And in this pale pink envelope, a bunch of buttons. This one is a vintage button. This one is a vintage button. I think this one is mother of pearl. A couple of these are modern, but a couple of little buttons to embellish your project there. And I have paper clipped that on so that hopefully they don't fall out. I ship all of these books inside plastic bags, so if any of your buttons fall out, they'll be caught in the plastic bag. Again, the flowers, scrapbook paper, a couple of coordinates here in paisley and sort of a geometric design. The back of the Harry Potter scrapbook paper, double-sided cardstock here. Again, the attendance book. This is the other half of that party, the Grand Masquerade Ball, the train schedule, double-sided cardstock, And grid paper, French book. Again, the orange and pink. I love this. Reminds me of one of the characters from Nightmare Before Christmas. And this was the wonderful image that I loved. So many layers in this picture. The St. Elmo's book, the pink stationery, stamped image, green scrapbook paper, the biography paper, the music. This is a playing card, which is also pink on the back side. It was for a breast cancer fundraiser. And some stretchy lace, couple of winds around there. And in the back pocket, this is a mandala image that my husband printed and cut. And this is a doily, which is a little hard to see because it's yellow. But I love that. And this is from a History on Lace book. And I love the images in it. They're just wonderful. This is from a quilting calendar. And each day has a different pattern in it. Another piece of the double-sided scrapbook paper. Same. And here's another sprayed page. This one is more diffused. What I did is I didn't let the bottom pale layer dry before I sprayed it again. So you just get little hints of the design there. And this is something I picked up at the craft store for those of you who are interested in doing dangles on the edge of your books. This is a link chain so you can attach different things to it, including at the bottom, and then you can attach it at the top and it says love. So that hopefully will inspire you to get started on a dangle, and the beads that are attached on the front will allow you to make a little something without investing too much money in beads for it. When you're starting something new like beads, you have to shell out some funds to get the things that you need. So there's a little something to get you started. This is going to be for sale in my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for looking and have a great day.